Hello, this is Frida. Welcome to my channel. On my previous video, I showed you how to knit the herringbone stitch. Now, in this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to knit a cowl. I did, we used to have Craft Canada. They used to sell yarns like this made in Turkey. I would never forget that. And unfortunately, they don't carry these yarn anymore. So what I did is I went to Hobby Lobby. I do have yarn hauls, so go and check them out. And I bought 2 of this to make a cowl. I never wrote the pattern, like I never wrote it down how I did it. But yeah, I used to sell them with this kind of yarn, but it wasn't this thick. So that's another thing. And I've been looking for that yarn forever, but unfortunately I don't think they make them anymore. This was way back in, I don't know, 2000, I believe, 1999. I don't know when they closed Craft Canada, but we used to have a store like that. They used to carry everything. It was expensive, not like this. So I ordered this from Hobby Lobby, and I had to use a third party. It cost me more. It cost me way more than this, just to point that out. So, yeah. Okay, so what you need to do is you need to cast on a couple of stitches. I can't remember, so I don't... this is going to be a tryout because I haven't been knitting this particular cowl. And I am going to use the herringbone stitch. And this is a 15mm knitting needle. This is an Addy I bought years ago, and I don't use this a lot. So when I go, see, it's a 15. That's how I know it's a 15mm knitting needle. So it's like a US 10, I believe. So I am going to measure it while I cast on the stitches. And I'm going to use the entire 2 of this because I want it long. Because it's pretty cold here in Canada, in Edmonton here. We've been having the minus 30s, 37s, a couple of weeks. So, okay, so I will let you know when I come back because I didn't want to knit it up and then show it to you. So we will do it together. And if I make mistakes, just, just be cautious. And this, I should have taped this years ago when I first started my YouTube channel, but unfortunately, life goes on and then you don't do the things that you are supposed to do, the tutorial. Okay, so this is going to be a referral for me because I never write down notes. Yes, I do have 2 notebooks, but most of them I don't write down. I just write down on a piece of paper and I throw it away. And that's gone. So, let's see. I'm thinking maybe, I don't know, 30, 35, because this is pretty thick yarn, right? So I'm going to try to cast on as loose as I can. Don't cast on tight. Here we go. I try to cast on as loose as you can because I don't have a bigger knitting needle than this. I do have one, but I can't find it. I don't know even what number that is, but it is pretty thick. So try to, put spaces. Because for the herringbone stitch, you need to knit as loose as you can. And again, I do have the tutorial for the knitting and the crocheting, so go and check them out. And I will cast on, and I will be right back. Okay, so I have cast on total of 56 stitches, and when I wrap this around my neck, it's perfect. I know it looks like it's huge, but it's going to be bulky and tight. So I don't want to twist this, so I'm holding it. I had so many people come to my booth, my tent when I was at the Penticton Market. They couldn't do it in a round. I even showed people how to knit this stitch. But yeah, if you don't know, you don't know, right? Okay, so I'm holding it like this, and I am going to start. So 1 row I'm going to do it knit. So first, let me just pull this. Okay. So I'm going to do the crisscross. Let me just get rid of the blurry. So I'm going to do crisscross. I don't want to have a gap between. To do that, I'm going to go like this, and this is how you start up. Okay. Okay, so we're going to start the stitch. So I'm going to knit these two together and try to knit as loose as you can, just like this. It's going to be a little bit difficult. Okay, and then let this go. Okay, I did it wrong. Okay, I did it wrong. Remember, I showed you in the tutorial how to pick up the stitch. It is supposed to be from the right side to the left from the back. That's how you're supposed to knit. Okay, so here we go. Okay, and let this go. And then, so I'm going to continue knitting like this all the way around. I'm not going to show you how to knit the stitch because I already have a tutorial, and at the end of this video I will put the link, or just the one that I posted today. So, okay, and let that one go. Knit two together and let this one go. Try to knit as loose as you can. Okay, this is going to be great. It's this yarn and this stitch, it's just fantastic. Okay, and let this go. Okay, so I will finish, and here is my beginning. I already have a marker here, so this stitch will be my beginning, and I'm going to put a marker just to be on the safe side, right? Okay, I'm just going to move this candle and put a marker there, so I know that that's going to be my, right here, it's going to be my next row that I'm going to start. And that would be the purl, I guess. Thinking. Yeah, so I'll be right back. I forgot. You know, you forget things if you don't write it down. I'll be right back. Okay, so I have knit all the way around, and I'm going to knit the last stitches here. Okay, so when I come here, I'm gonna knit, remember how we did it? At the end we knit the last. Okay, and then we let this go. Okay, now I am going to do is, I'm going to bring the yarn on the front and then purl. So these two stitches I'm going to purl and let it go. It's going to be tough for you to see, but I wanted to knit this cowl because it's pretty cold outside and I haven't been out for a long time. Yeah, because I don't want to get any frozen bites. Okay, the marker is back here, but that's okay. I know where I started. And this is what I do. Knit two together, let the stitch go. Knit two together. Just like this. Okay. It's a little bit hard for you to see, but the stitches here, you can see the arrows. It is variegated yarn. It's kind of hard for you to see, but what the stitch does is it gives that to double layer. That's what I'm aiming for, you know. And it's soft. What did I do? I let the two go, so I'm just going to grab that last one here. Put it back. If that happens, what you do is you just grab the last one, because I needed to let this go. And then you grab it. Okay, you need to let this go, but if this is gone, you just grab it from here. It's so easy, and then you pick it back, and then you knit two together. So these stitches are knit twice. If you look at it, I'm going to knit this again, so 2 times. Knit over and over. So I'm going to be knitting, and when I come back here at the beginning, I will show you to start the knit version, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm almost at the end where I'm going to start a new row. Just wanted to show you again. Okay. just like this. I'm not used to knitting with big needles, so it's kind of difficult for me. Okay, so here we are. Here's my marker. Okay, so I knit this one, let it go. So now I'm going to change it to a knit. I did purlwise. Now I'm going to do knit. Okay. Let's move this here. And then how we do it from the right to the left, from the back. Just like this. And let it go. Okay. So this is all to it. It's just a repeat one after another to create the stitch. And then you will see that it's becoming. See, this is the wrong side. And this is the right side. So I will knit a couple of rows just to see how it goes. Like I said, I have never knit with this yarn. And the yarn that I used to make these beautiful cowls, they would sell like crazy. But unfortunately, you know, the yarn, I can't find it here in Canada. So I think this is the closest I can find is this, but it's a little bit thicker, like I said. So it does use up a lot of yarn, just to point out. So I have two, just to be on the safe side. I bought two, and this is again from Hobby Lobby. It's called Baby Bee. Adore a Ball, super bulky, happy face. If you're in the States, you can order it, but for us, for Canadian, it's really tough. And I tried to find this in Turkey, but unfortunately, I couldn't find any. So, yeah. Here is the label. It doesn't say, it says bulky, but it doesn't say what the weight at all, fortunately. Okay, so I will knit a couple of rows and I will come back to show you, but don't forget, oops, don't forget when you come to your marker, my marker's at the back, unfortunately I didn't move it, but I have this I can see, and when I come back here I will change it to a purl. One knit, one purl row, and then don't forget when you're knitting, grab it from the right to the left, from the back, or else it doesn't work, unfortunately. Okay? So I will see you shortly, and if I have any tips, I will come back to share it with you while I'm knitting. And again, I cast on total of 56 stitches, and I'm using a 15mm knitting needle, and this is super bulky. You don't have to use this yarn at all, just to let you know. But if you're knitting with a yarn that you desire, just look at the label and try to pick a bigger knitting needle. I didn't have a bigger knitting needle than that. I do have one in the house, but I don't know where it is. I have so much yarn. Somewhere here. I know it's somewhere, but I can't think at the moment. So I just grabbed this 15, and this will do the work job for me. Okay, so I will be back to show you how it looks like. But looks fantastic so far, and try to knit as loose as you can. Okay, and I'll be right back. Okay, I've been knitting non-stop and I just love it, love it, love it. But it's really hard to see the stitch. Can you see? You can see the arrows, the Herringbone stitch. It's really hard with this yarn. But I just love the texture, and this is the wrong side, so I can use the two sides, and I don't have to worry about. So I finished one ball of this gorgeous yarn, and doesn't this look like the TikTok beanie colors? Oh, where's that? This yarn. When you knit it up, just reminded me of the. I'm not good with names. I just always forget because there's so many in my mind. Super Saver Stripes, Retro Stripe. It reminds me of those colors, and I didn't even realize it until I knit it up. So I'm going to add this second ball. So again, how much inches did I knit? So it's about 4 inches. So another 4 inches would be 8, and this would be perfect for a cowl, just to protect me from the cold. A little bit, yeah. I don't stay that out. So that, maybe 30 minutes is the max. And this is how it looks like so far. So I hope you like this tutorial. I just wanted to show you how to knit up the Herringbone around when you knit around. You don't have to use this yarn. I just wanted to show you that this was one of my most sellers in between 2013 and 2016 when I was at the farmers market in Penticton, BC. So if you go to craft sales, you can add this to your list, and it will sell, especially with this kind of variegated yarn. And if you're living in the States, and it's easier for you to find this kind of color, this kind of yarn. You don't have to use this yarn. It can be any yarn. It can be a solid color. It can be anything that you want to knit it up with. So this will be in my YouTube channel. I'm finally happy to have it posted here. I will go back and then watch it before I started. Again, I cast on total of 56 stitches, and I'm knitting it around, and I just love it how it's turning out. Again, it is bulky, and there's no holes between, so that's what I was aiming for. And this is the perfect stitch to knit up a cowl. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe. Share it with your family and friends. Happy knitting, and do not forget to hit that notification bell so every time I post a tutorial, video, yarn haul, anything, live stream, anything, you will be notified that I'm up and up to date. You guys take care. Happy knitting.